It's Sunday. I just got up. Let's just say I'll just keep doing videos on Sunday, because I don't really want to give up my Saturday night to do this. First of all, I want to say, men of OkCupid, take a bow, gentlemen. You guys are all polite and reasonable and very sweet human beings. And I'm having a really good time. I've been on some dates, but I will say, I do want to give advice here, but let me emphasize that we are all in this mess together, you guys. I like going on dates, and then I don't know what the fuck is going on. What's even going on, you guys? Huge thank you for all the really nice messages that I've been getting. Okay, YouTube is fucked up. Let's just get that out there. The capacity for YouTube commenters to miss the point can only be rivaled by, like, some sort of retarded ground squirrel. But thank you for the kind messages that I've been getting, making me feel like the world isn't utter shit. So thanks. You guys want to hear a story? This story comes from a fella. I'm not going to say his name. He calls her Marge. That's not her real name, but Marge. And this is happening in Timbuktu, which is not the actual location, but that's what we're saying. Okay, so Marge and I started talking online, finding a mutual affection for both our choice of television shows and of bands like Weezer, early Weezer, so that readers may understand that I was not disgusting enough to go out with a woman who likes songs like Everybody Get Dangerous. Agreed. After a couple of dozen messages, we decided to make plans to finally meet up. The plans became muddled once she informed me that her sister's graduation was happening the evening we were going to meet for drinks, and so Marge proposed that we get a cheap bottle of wine and drink in a park in Timbuktu, like in the afternoon. Having an affection for wine, and loving the idea of relaxing and drinking wine in a park, which is a nice idea, I accepted this invitation, and we planned to meet up at 3:30 at the Timbuktu train station. Upon arrival, I saw Marge and was pleasantly surprised that her photos had not shown her in a better light, which means that she looked like her photos, which is apparently really rare. Ladies, what are you doing? Okay, the idea of drinking with Marge seemed, at least to my superficial nature, a good idea. I don't think you have to be superficial to think that that's a good idea. We grabbed a cheap bottle of red wine and headed to Timbuktu Park. The conversation flowed reasonably well, so well that when Marge's sister called to say she was not going to her graduation, she invited me to grab a second bottle. At the liquor store, we ran into a gray-haired man with a trucker hat, a jean jacket, and jeans that were clearly faded through overexertion. Marge greeted this man as her father, a man that I later discovered she had not seen in over a year. So she's meeting her rubby-dub father in the liquor store, who she hadn't seen for about a year. I was introduced, and we spoke briefly before he said that both Marge and I should come have a drink with him at her mother's place. I felt trapped between my desire to show that I could handle a situation well, so he wanted to impress her, still at this point, and my desire to avoid the potential awkwardness. Seeing as it could be entertaining, even if it went poorly, I decided to accept the invitation. You only live once, right? Just so everybody knows this is the point of no return. Anytime you're on a date and you're thinking, it could be an adventure, you only live once, things are going to get fucked up. So they went back to this place with her dad. The second bottle of wine disappeared in about 13 minutes, with my glass being topped up to the point of overflowing after every few sips. Marge was drinking like a wino who had just got back on the wagon, which still to this day I don't know if she was. After the wine, two things seemed to happen at the same instant: the arrival of her sister and the opening of a bottle of vodka. These two events started the rapid decline of Marge, who, while chugging the wine, had remained relatively quiet while her dad attempted to regale me with stories about how exciting his blue-collar life was. Awkwardness became key to the interactions, and I find myself shutting up and trying to think of a method to exit. My wishes were granted, I thought, when Marge's sister had to leave to go meet up with some friends, and her father offered to give her a ride. This gave me an opportunity to make the suggestion that I vacate the premises, and that possibly Marge and I could hang out another time. I made my way towards the door, and Marge suggested that I at least, before I go, see her iguana, which was in her room. In retrospect, this is where I still ask myself what the hell I had been thinking in my drunken head at the time, as I accepted this request, but insisted that it would be best if I got home quickly. Upon entering her room, she immediately pounced, and at an incredible speed she removed her shirt and aggressively threw me onto her bed. For a few seconds I recall thinking, weird, this isn't so, and then my brain kicked in and I tried to inform her that this was a bad idea, tried to block her without, throwing her off. While I tried to do this, she removed her pants at a similar speed to the shirt. So she was really good at taking her clothes off real fast. Once she tried to undo my pants and started wandering too far south of the border, I grabbed her hands in an attempt to stop this. Enough was enough. And this is where it got really, really strange. Instead of her accepting this, realizing her mistake, and us ending politely, she started talking dirty to me in a British accent. "Come on, Guv'na," came out first, and then a series of comments I shouldn't repeat for the sake of brevity. Let's just say that it involved a lot of British foods being metaphors for genitalia and what she wanted to do with them. No joke, I told her to stop, and she continued until a door opened and slammed downstairs. Her mother was home. Marge rushed out of the room and left the door open with me inside. I decided that I should wait there instead of facing awkwardness in front of her mother. And plus, she had said, "Wait here, love." Who's going to argue with that? 5 minutes go by, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. I sit on the edge of this girl's bed for 30 minutes and then realize I really need to get the fuck out of there. Sneaking down the stairs, I got to my shoes, got one on, until I heard, "Marge is in the backyard," from a woman standing about 10 feet behind me in clear view. I was forced to wander out to the backyard, but saw no sign of Marge, so I scurried around the side of the house as quickly as possible to avoid any interaction with this girl. I made it to the edge of her yard until I heard her yell out for me and then run to catch up. I debated running, but thought that drunkenly running through the streets of Timbuktu at 6 p.m. on a Friday was not a great idea, particularly if I was running from a drunk girl who was prone to speaking dirty with a British accent. I yelled that I should run for the bus, and so she tried to kiss me with a kiss that missed horribly and ended up with my face being licked in a way that even a golden retriever would feel was showing a bit too much affection. I rushed onto the bus, took it all the way in the wrong direction. He jumped on the wrong bus. Took it all the way in the wrong direction until it looped around and I finally arrived home. Marge and I no longer speak, but I did receive a Facebook message from her once that informed me that I am without taste because of my dislike of the Darjeeling Limited. She never apologized, which I hope means that she forgot the incident. I, in all likelihood, never will. This is a pretty good story. That's a pretty fucked up date. Good job on not allowing the sex to happen. If a girl sees her dad in a liquor store, and he's kind of a rubby-dub, and she hasn't seen him in over a year, and she ends up, like, hanging out with him, she's gonna get fucking wasted. She's gonna get wasted. Doesn't mean she's a wino, and it doesn't mean she's an alcoholic. It means that she has a fucked up relationship with her dad. Your date has been nullified, and she is in a different world. Just pat her back. Don't let her rape you. So good job for not allowing that to happen. So, guys, if you guys have any other stories, I know there have been other stories, and I have some really good ones coming up for the Halloween episode. Are you guys thinking of some good Halloween costumes? Everybody getting ready for Halloween? You want some ideas for Halloween costumes? Be an internet meme. They're the best costumes, and they're hilarious always, and they work so perfectly for parties. Think that you're going to be at a party by yourself? Be the Forever Alone meme. And then you just sit in the corner all night. And then you're off the hook, because they're like, "Why aren't you having any fun?" And you're like, "I'm in character. I'm the Forever Alone meme. Leave me alone." You could be the troll face meme, and all you have to do is, like, show up in conversations and just make lots of really awful comments. Come on, YouTubers, this is a good one for you guys. Be Velociraptor. You just have to dress up as a raptor, a dinosaur raptor, and ask philosophic questions all night. Be the Courage Wolf. Don't be Pedo Bear. Be the 60s Spider-Man. He's the most awkward Spider-Man ever. Be the Bear Grylls meme. BearGrylls meme. Look up that guy, dress as him, walk around with a bottle with no label, with yellow stuff in it, and just be like, "Oh, this is a really good party. I should probably drink my own piss." And then you drink it. Or, "Oh, that's a really funny story. I better drink my own piss." And then you drink it. It's the best costume idea ever. And if I was a dude, I would do it. If they don't get it, fuck them. Then they need to be on the internet more often, clearly. Be the foul bachelor frog. Guys, I know there are a lot of you out there, bachelors, who probably do not clean your apartments and don't wash dishes and other things. You probably don't wear pants very often. Be the foul bachelor frog. Look it up. That's a good one. There are some of you who would probably do fine dressed as a douchebag. If you want to dress as a douchebag, I'm not going to stop you. Anyway, I got to edit this down because I've been on this for forever. So, thanks you guys. Thank you again for the lovely messages. And catch me on the next one. Catch me next Sunday. Okay, you guys?